Welcome back. I hope you are feeling awesome. As a part of this video, we'll deepen our understanding with few more hands-on examples in group by. In our previous video, we understood how the group by works. If you remember correctly, we understood the group by on one column. How about trying the group by on two columns? Let us go ahead and do that. So I remember using a table called employee file. I need to add few more records for that. So what I will do is I'll truncate that employee file table and insert few more records. I mean, I would have updated this one, but I reworked on my records. That is the reason I truncated and inserting all the 12 records again. I did this. So let me go ahead and look at the records in a table. There you go. We have employee ID, employee name, age, location, salary, and department ID. We got to decide on which column we are doing the group by. So what we want to do is we want to do a group by on a department ID and location. That way we will get to know with the combination of department and location how much of salary is given to the employees. Let us get started. What I want to do now is I want to group by on the two columns. Before that, let me demonstrate how the group by works on the one column. So which we already seen, just a revision. If you see here, I am saying group by on department ID and aggregation. What I'm doing is sum of the salary. So here in this case, what exactly is happening is all the salaries of department ID 1 are added as a part of the aggregation. So it is grouping by the department ID. So we have department 1, whatever the salaries which are there in the department 1, like 60,000, 75,000, 60,000, 60,000, 60,000 and 90,000 are added. That makes up to 4,05,000. The same thing holds good for the department 2 and department 3. What if I want to know how much of salary is being dispersed to those employees who are in Bangalore and who are in department ID 1? In that case, we have to go ahead and group by two columns. We want to group by department ID and location. Let us go ahead and do that. So I'm going to group by on two columns. Please look at this as a reference. We'll come back to this. So I'm saying select department ID, location, sum of the salary from employee file, group by department ID and location and order by department ID. So in this case, I am grouping by on two columns, that is department ID and location. What essentially will happen now is first department ID, we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We have 6 records in department ID 1. So if you would have done the group by on only one column, these 6 records will be grouped together in one group. But now we are grouping together on two columns, that is department ID and location. In this case, only these 3 records will be part of the group 1. That is, it's a combination of department ID 1 and Bangalore. Only salaries of these 3 records will be added together and put into one group. The same thing happens for Chennai and department ID 1. So in the next group, the combination of department ID 1 and Chennai, that will be grouped into one more. The same thing will be continued for next set of records. Let us see the results now. Here in Bangalore, we have the salary of 2,10,000. How did this come from? So in Bangalore, we have Maria, Arun and Madhu. In this case, what are the salaries of Maria, Arun, Madhu? We'll go ahead and add that now. 60,000, then 60,000, 1,20,000, then 90,000. It comes to 2,10,000, right? So this is how the grouping will be done when you group by two columns. How would the priority? For example, here first department ID is grouped, then the location is grouped. So this depends on the way you are sequencing your columns in group by. Since I have mentioned department ID first department ID will be considered. Within that, location will be considered. That is how the grouping will be done. If you just reverse this, like location first, and department ID next. Let us see how it works. So I am reversing this. See here in Bangalore, how many department IDs we have? 1. So the addition will be done. In Bangalore, department ID 2, null value. There is no value for the salary there. So here in this case, since we are mentioning the location as a first column in group by, this will be given priority. Grouping will be done according to the location. Within that, if there are any duplicate values, those things will be considered. I hope it is clear now. Let us understand few more important points in group by. We have seen so far, whenever you group by, we tend to select only those columns on which we are grouping by and the aggregation. What if we mention another column? It gives an error. You cannot select any other column apart from the column which you mentioned as a part of the group by and aggregation. If you mention anything else, it gives an error. Let us execute this. As I said, it is giving an error. How do we fix this? There are two options for this. First option is, in this case, we are mentioning the location which is not there as a part of the group by or aggregation. So what you got to do is you can remove this column name from the select statement or add this column name as a part of the group by. So these are the two ways of fixing this. Okay. Now let us go ahead and take out this location. It should fix. It fixed because we are selecting only those columns which are there as a part of the group by and an aggregation. What is the other way of fixing it? All you have to do is go ahead and mention the location as a part of the group by. That also fixes the problem. Please keep this in mind. One more important thing before we wrap up the group by hands-on, that is, what if I am lazy and I want to mention the column number as a part of the group by? Yes, you can do that. Let us see how that works. So here, if you see, what I'm doing is I am trying to group by column number 1. When I say group by 1, am I mentioning the column number in a table? No, not really. This group by column number 1 refers to the first column department ID here. This number is not the column number in table. This is nothing but the column number what we have mentioned as a part of the select statement. So let us do this. Now, if I want to bring in few more columns like department ID and location, I am saying group by 1 and 2. 1 is department ID, 2 is location. This is how you can use the column number whenever you want to group by using the column number. I'm just reversing this. Here, if you see the group by 1, group done a department ID, then followed by location. So group number 1 refers to department ID. Group number 2 refers to the location. What if I reverse this? When I reverse this, now location is the first column. Department ID is the second column. You can see that. While using the column number as a part of the select statements, please keep that in mind. These numbers are the sequence in which you have mentioned the columns as a part of the select statement. Awesome. We understood many aspects in group by. Group by has many uses. It is exhaustive. We would like you guys to explore more and more in group by. Thank you.